Dallas Democratic Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson. Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson. Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson, a 9-term Democrat who's embroiled in a scandal over scholarships worth thousands of dollars that she awarded to her own family member. You'll recall she's admitted to steering scholarship money from the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, which is a charity, to her grandchildren, 2 great-nephews, and 2 children of a top staffer. Congresspeople and scholarships they were supposed to be awarding to needy kids. The scholarships were from the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, but it turns out for many years these 2 congresspeople were awarding their own relatives and the relatives of their staff with some of the money. I mean, everybody knows if you're in a position of public authority and public trust, you don't give money to your relatives that's meant to go to kids who are deserving of scholarship. Representative Johnson gave out 23 scholarships over 5 years to her relatives, 2 of her grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. She also gave money to the children of a top staffer. She didn't just do this once, by the way. She did this several years in a row. That's more than a third.
And we have gotten hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments, and overwhelmingly the public does not believe that the Congresswoman had no idea that there was a conflict of interest here.
And that's the Congresswoman's explanation, that she simply didn't know that, A, this was completely unethical, and B, that it was against the rules of this scholarship. Now, you don't even have to see the rules of the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation to know that this is inappropriate, right? I mean, everybody knows if you're in a position of public authority and public trust, you don't give money to your relatives that's meant to go to kids who are deserving of scholarships. But none of these kids, her grandson, her grandnephews, the kids of the staffer, none of them even lived in her district or went to school in her district, so they weren't even eligible on that level.
Involved in arranging these scholarships. They tell us that the Congresswoman wanted, for some reason, to have the scholarship funds paid directly to her grandsons and her great-nephews rather than to their universities. And
no, it's clearly not okay, and I don't believe for a second she didn't know. She obviously directed staff to prepare the letter to the foundation to say that the money should go directly to her grandchildren. So for her to feign a lack of knowledge at this point is really hard to fathom.
And that it just ethically, whether or not you read the rules, that ethically there would be a problem with giving money to your grandsons for several years when there were other kids out there who could have done that money.
Other kids?
Who weren't, by the way, your grandkids weren't even living in your district or going to school in your district.
How do you want me to answer that?
It's a simple fact. There clearly were rules, and she violated them. And everybody knows if you're in a position of public authority and public trust, you don't give money to your relatives that's meant to go to kids who are deserving of scholarship.